My name's Melissa, and I'm from North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. My son Brian was vaccinated from birth. I didn't question anything with the vaccinations. He had started with some head banging right around the age that he was crawling. He crawled, walked, talked at a normal age, typical age with all of his development. Right around 2.5 to 3 years old, we noticed that he wasn't doing as much pretend play as the other children. That was the first sign of anything odd, and didn't really think much of it. He made it through preschool, no questions. Kindergarten, the teacher started asking some questions about developmental delays. We went through so many testing, and they didn't think autism. They didn't know what it was. He did get, we believe, extra vaccinations when he had moved down here because there was something wrong with the record of how many vaccines he had had
so why
at the
not
time
just,
he came.
So
why not just give him extra, just in case,
again,
because they're safe. And so Brian seemed to develop at a typical age when it came to most of the milestones. Therefore, they didn't think autism, but they knew that there were some developmental delays. We also knew there were some other things going on behind the scenes as far as abuse and stuff goes with his biological father. So down the line, we went through lots of different doctors. We found that when he went in for his 12-year-old vaccines, immediately he started with the tics and the stimming and the clearing the throat, and it was just night and day. We started getting school notes home. What's changed? What's gone on? He has changed so much in the last week. We don't know what it is. I went back to the doctors, and the nurse told me I have 2 children on the spectrum. And she said, and I know that the vaccines make their autism worse, but I'd rather them not die from measles going into the public schools. So we came to find out that it seems to be the vaccines that are making the autism worse. We don't know, and the doctors won't say that it was that they caused his autism or developmental delays to begin with. But he didn't do any of the typical things that would happen with a non-neurotypical child when it comes to crawling, walking. He got all of his milestones at the right age, and he started regressing 2.5 to 3 years old after the MMR vaccine. So we don't know. The doctors won't say, of course, that the MMR has caused his developmental delays.
Let me just tell you that 90% of the signatures on this bus, the doctors have not said. That's not what this is about. This is about, you're the parent, you know your child better than anybody else. Mm-hmm. You know what happened to your child. I know what happened to my child. But the brainwashing of the doctors saying, it's not the vaccines, it's not the vaccines, 100 million times to you.
And for there to be such a night and day difference, and for them to totally ignore it.
Right, now how old is he today?
He'll be 16 in December.
And what's the day like for him? What has this vaccine or the damage done to your son? What has it taken away from him?
The biggest thing right now is his ability to drive. Everyone around him is getting their license, and today when I went to go dismiss him so that he could have his occupational therapy and his physical therapy and his cognitive behavior therapy so that he can try to function through the day, there was a young lady so excited to get her first car from her dad, and she goes running out with all of her friends, and there's my son walking out, and he's not understanding why he can't drive. And he can't get his license now. See, he's moderate to high functioning, so he's somewhere between being able to live on his own. He probably won't live on his own. He probably won't drive. Now, he can speak, he can talk to you about things that are going on, but when it comes to his ability to hold a job, I don't know. You know, he's more intelligent than some, and then
I think the thing is, it's not them. It's society. They're so vulnerable in society. You know, I think about. You know, I can imagine if Billy was driving, if he was pulled over by the police, he'd freak out. I mean, and with the screaming and all that. Put your hands on the wheel. It would be a disaster. And it's other people in the way the world is. It's not our precious boys, and what's happened to them is totally unfair, and it's heartbreaking for you as a mother to see his pain, that he can't be like the others and drive. I get it 100%. On a different level.
Yes.
But it's still the same pain.
Yes. And I say that he would have no problem with putting together circuit boards and working on airplanes and doing so much stuff with his hands. I'm scared that he would get run over trying to walk to work. His attention span, being able to recognize danger, being able to be alert and hear at the time. If he's excited about, the latest Pokemon that came out or something, then his mind is there, and he's not focusing on what's going on.
Do you have
around
other
him.
children?
Yes.
Older or younger?
Younger. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and we've decided not to vaccinate with her and decided not to vaccinate my son anymore from here on out. She's developing typically healthy. It's almost kind of sad to see her pass where he is in so many areas right now, with starting the pretend play, starting with more of the being able to carry on more of a regular conversation back and forth. It's sad that at 3 she's passing her 16-year-old brother. It's just heartbreaking.